From Washington, this is VOA News. Coming up, NATO ministers meet with Ukraine on their minds, searching for a missing Malaysian airliner. NATO foreign ministers say they are suspending civilian and military cooperation with Russia because of the conflict over Ukraine. Secretary General Anders Fogh Rasmussen made the announcement Tuesday at a special foreign ministers meeting in Brussels.
Through its actions, Russia has chosen to undermine the very foundations upon which our cooperation is built. The military action against Ukraine and the illegal annexation of part of Ukraine's sovereign territory constitute a flagrant breach of Russia's international commitments.
Meantime, Russia has accused U.S. banking giant J.P. Morgan of illegally blocking a cash transfer from one of its embassies to a vendor. Russian Foreign Ministry, in a statement Tuesday, linked the transfer blockage to U.S. sanctions imposed last month by President Obama in response to the Russian annexation of Crimea. However, the Russian statement called the Crimean move to Moscow a reunification. There was no immediate comment from U.S. officials or from J.P. Morgan. Tensions mounted Tuesday after Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas declared his intent to press for UN recognition over Israel's strong objections. As that was beginning and happening, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry, while in Brussels at the NATO Foreign Ministers meeting, spoke about his just concluded trip to the Middle East and efforts to get the peace process back on track, and called on the Israelis and Palestinians to show restraint during this difficult period.
Obviously, it's moments like this when we all need to remember exactly what brought us to this effort in the first place, what the goal is, and where everybody wants to end up. And tonight, I haven't heard yet what the public response of Israel's been, but I know that President Abbas in his comments made it clear that he intends to continue to work even tonight on this process that we are engaged in.
Mr. Kerry canceled his planned meeting with President Abbas scheduled for Thursday. No specific reason given for that cancellation. Multiple explosions near an oil depot in the northern Nigerian city of Maiduguri have killed at least 15 civilians as well as 6 suicide bombers. Police Commissioner of Nigeria's Borno State said the attack appeared to be the work of Islamist militant group Boko Haram. Police in Kenya's capital have arrested more than 650 people following explosions that killed at least 6 earlier this week. Kenyan newspapers say the police carried out a nighttime raid in Eastleigh section of Nairobi, where the blast struck 2 restaurants and a woman's health clinic. Member of Parliament for the area, Yusuf Hassan Abdi, tells VOA he wants police to conduct a thorough security operation while not committing any abuses.
We have to call upon the government to protect the innocent, to protect the human rights of the people of the constituency, and not to punish the people of Eastleigh collectively, to profile the population and to carry out a fishing expedition. That we would not want to see.
In a statement on Tuesday, Kenya's Interior Cabinet Secretary Joseph Lenku called the bombings barbaric, said the security operation will continue until those responsible are caught. No one has claimed responsibility. Yet another search for missing Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 gets underway later today. On Tuesday, none of the ships or airplanes scouring the southern Indian Ocean saw anything. Japanese Coast Guard jet was part of that search for any signs of the Boeing 777. And the head of the Japanese Coast Guard search effort, Kojiro Tanaka, said bad weather made the search difficult. In total, 10 planes, including the Japanese Coast Guard jet, searched for the missing airliner on Tuesday. They were joined by 11 ships. Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 went missing about an hour after taking off from Kuala Lumpur on March 8th. It was headed to Beijing. Protest against a proposed petrochemical plant in southern China spread to the provincial capital, Guangzhou, on Tuesday, even as authorities signal they may have backed down on the construction plans in an attempt to head off more unrest. Such plants have become a hot-button issue around China because of health concerns. Get more news by going to our website at voanews.com. I'm Steve Norman, VOA News in Washington.